more features are there with what? C4. So what is this conclusion says? Whenever I develop any inheritance application, it is always recommended to create an object of bottommost derived class because it inherits the features of what? Intermediate base classes, and the topmost base class features are also coming. So better to use which facility? Child class facility will contain more features. Inka meeku telisina example. 2015 one mobile is there, which was modified in 2018, modified mobile, and next is called 2020 modified, 2020 modified mobile, and 2023 also one more same modified mobile is coming. Which mobile you will buy? 2023 will buy. Why you will buy this? Because more number of features are available in this. So bottommost, this is called what? Base class. These are called intermediate base classes. This is called a bottommost derived class. Which class object will have more functionality? Bottommost derived class will have more functionality. That's why we will create an object of bottommost derived class. Did you understand? That is the point to consider here. That is the point to be written in this place. Did you understand this point? We always create an object of which class? Bottommost derived class. Why we create bottommost derived class? Because it inherits the features of topmost base class, intermediate base class, and contains the derived class data members itself. You are containing its own features, but your ancestors' properties are also coming or not? So who is having more features? Bottommost derived class is having more features. Shall I go to the next one? Very important and most technical point. Look at that. See, students, here I am writing who is the base class for C4? Who is the base class for C4? C3. C3. That means when you wrote class C4, if you write like that, then only C3 becomes what? Super. And who is the super class for C3? C2. When you write class C3 of C2, then only C3 becomes subclass, C2 becomes what? Base class. C2 is going to be what? C1. When I write class C2 of what? C1, it becomes what? C2 becomes sub and C1 becomes super. And now C1 does not contain any super class explicitly, but logically, internally, every class in Python is containing one super class. Every class in Python contains one super class, students. That is known as object class. What is the class name? Object class. Object class is an implicit predefined super class for everybody. Object is the super class which is coming from where? Object is the super class which is coming from where? Super class for every class in Python. So C1 is a class. We are writing just a class C1 only. Class C1 we are writing just. Who is having super class for C1? Explicitly there is no super class, but implicitly there is a super class for C1. What is that implicit super class? Object. Sir, what is an advantage of having that object as a super class? Because listen, mobile, stand up. Yes, mobile, writing, listen. నేను నోట్స్ పంపిస్తా కదా, మళ్ళీ నువ్వేం రాసుకుంటావు? నువ్వేం రాయకు, విను క్లాసు. నేను రాసింది చదువుకో, సరిపోతుంది. Right. What is an object here? Super class for all the classes in Python. Why? Even in Java also, object is the super class for all the classes in Python. Why? Because it provides, from here only, your garbage collector initiation starts. Garbage collection related properties are there in where? That is inherited into every class, and whose objects are removed automatically to release the memory space. Did you understand my point? So garbage collector is provided from where? Object class. That's why it is inheriting into every class. Last class we have written class EMP. We written. Who is the super class for EMP? Object. From EMP, from object class only, garbage collector is inherited. Are you getting? So what is an object? If an interviewer is asking tomorrow an object, what do you need to ask a question? If somebody asks what is an object, you have to ask a question. Are you asking classes and objects? Are you asking inheritance of superclass object? Are you asking object definition? Are you asking purpose of object? Are you asking syntax of object? Like that. If you put these many questions, you will say, okay, you are selected, you will say. What is object? When the question is coming, you are asking these many things. When you are asking reverse these many things, you know the answers now. Then he will not ask anything because he put one question. You are saying many questions to him so that you are expressing by yourself. You know many answers, not only one question answer, you know many questions. What is an object? If anybody asks in interview, what do you say? Are you asking class and object concept? Are you asking superclass object? Suppose by mistake if we say object, it is an instance of a class is called object. Without creating an object, no data processing is possible. Every object used to store the data. Object is created with respect to class name. If I create an object without a class name, I'll get a name error. If you say, no, I am not asking that, I am asking one more thing. That's why beginning only clarity you try to get it. If we say next, I'm asking something, you can say, yes, we can say object is one of the predefined, implicit predefined superclass for every class in Python. Why that will be the superclass for every class? Because it provides what? Garbage collection facility to its subclasses. Garbage collection facility, you know already in the class very perfectly. It runs behind of every application, runs internally, which will collect what? Unused memory space by calling the destructor. What is destructor? They will ask you. Like that interviewer, you have to take in your hands. Interviewer should not go outside. You have to take in your hands. When you know full subject, now you will come in your hands. Otherwise, you will go in your hands. That's why you have to manage an interviewer with your subject. With mesmerizing, you cannot manage. Anywhere else, without sincerity, you cannot manage with a tactics. Tactics, if you manage it, that is called cheating. With the subject, if you manage it, it is a sincerity. Correct or not? What is an object is asking? You are asking clarity. Sir, are you asking object concept, object definition, object syntax, object purpose, superclass called object? You will definitely appreciate your performance. And will not ask, nothing I am asking, you take offer letter tomorrow, I will say. That is called your subject. What is class? If you say collection of objects, you'll say, okay, we will call you later. A class is a collection of instance data members, class level data members, instance methods, static methods, class level methods, constructor, default constructor, parameterized constructor, destructor. Definitely will get 90% clarity about your performance. Interviewer always feel very happy when you say detailed explanation about his question. Whenever you speak shortcuts like every Amirpet student, there is no future at all. After getting the job, you be so small. You be so, don't speak to anybody. You speak very less. Why to waste your energy? Right or not? Don't speak to anybody. You speak with your subject, that's all. So that you will get a good job. Unnecessarily after the class is over, in the class sitting quiet and calm, outside going and shouting, nothing will happen. So that's why practice more and speak less. Practice more, speak less, and eat less also. Why? Eat less, live more. There is a concept, a slogan is there. Read more, get more salary, live more. So many luxurious things you can enjoy or not. Eating less, reading less. There is no, it's inversely proportional to is there. That's why. Go to the point of it. Now I will open one small thing, students. See, students, now I'm going to give you clarity on this area. Come on now. To inherit the features of base or superclass into derived or subclass, we use the following syntax. Class name 1, something is there. Class name 2, some details. Class name n, some details. Class of class name n plus 1 of class 1, class 2, class n. Next, what here? Explanation I am giving, students. Here, class name 1, class name 2, class name n are called what? Base classes. Clarity is there? Next, class name n plus 1 is called a derived class. The data members and constructors of base class. The data members, methods and constructors called what? Features of what? Base class. Base classes. What are the base classes? Class 1, class 2, class n are inherited logically into derived class name n plus 1. And we can access them either by using object name when they are what type? Instance type, or by using class name when they are class level or what? Static features. You know that now? Right. It is nothing but I wrote it. I just wrote it. Available, all the features are available logically, I said. Here I retained in the detailed way. When we develop any inheritance based application, it is always recommended to create an object of bottommost derived class because it contains features of intermediate base classes and the topmost base class. Example is what, students? Important, very important example. C4 object only I will create. C4 object only we need to create. Not recommended to create. You can create, no doubt in that. But more functionality to access is with what? C4. Very good. Come to the point of it. Last line, students. Observe it. For every class in Python, there exists an implicit predefined superclass called object. And it provides what? Garbage collection facility. So I need not write what is garbage collection again. You understand syntax, sir? Now, shall we take example now? Now, this is comes under what? What did you understand now? Syntax for inheriting the features of base class to derived class, we understand. Which object to create, you understood. And then what is the definition of inheritance? Memory management of inheritance, base class, derived class, and then advantages, purpose of inheritance. What is the purpose of inheritance? To build which applications? Reusable applications. Shall we go for example now? Right. Now let us look into that. Students in online, did you understand this syntax? Did you understand this syntax now? Now I'm going to move forward to the coding. Once you confirm it, I'll go for the coding now. Now I'll go for writing the first example. Look at that now. I'll take others and then first example. Program for demonstrating. Come on, what is this? Demonstrating what? Inheritance. So I'm writing here inhproc1.py. Now I'm writing simple thing. def C1, class C1, taking def. I'm writing one small example. Display 1. Just one simple example. Very basic example. What I'm writing now? C1. What is this now? Display. C1 display. I'm writing this. This is a class we have C1 display. Next I'm having here a class C2. In class C2 also I'm having what? Display 2. What is this? Self of. What is happening now? I'm going to say, actually, inheritance and polymorphism are the combined features, like class and object, encapsulation and abstraction. Inheritance and polymorphism are the merged features, but I'm explaining separately for you. In tomorrow class, I will add the polymorphism to the inheritance. Today I'm explaining only inheritance. Now the doubt immediately will get it what? Sir, display 1, display 2. If they are same, what will happen? If they are same, polymorphism concept I have to explain. So that's why polymorphism I am not touching today. Polymorphism will add some extra performance to the inheritance. Without polymorphism, inheritance looks like what? With the polymorphism, inheritance looks like what? I will see the clarity. Are you following? Right. Now I will show you that. So class display 1, display 2. When same names are there, what will happen? That is a tomorrow's agenda. Today, don't worry. Now I will come to this. What is C1 class called? Separate class. Now C1 is called a separate class. What is C2 also? Separate class. No relation between them. Are you following now? Now, tell me now, O1 is equal to what? C1. O2 is equal to what? C2. Unnecessarily I created two objects now. Waste of memory space or not? So what I will do? O1 dot display 1. It is a normal concept. O2 dot display 2. It is a normal concept. And with the classes and objects only I wrote so far. Now see, later I will change my code, students. Observe it. Save this code. Go to the play, students. You save this program. Coming to the command prompt. This is only classes and object. I did not write any inheritance here. Python here. Now I am saying here 7 AM. Then there I am talking about oops. There I am talking about inheritance. There I am talking about CD inheritance. So I am writing here inheritance. Now see, students, PY. I am taking this answer. I got the answer. And don't see only answer. This is an answer is by using what? Only classes and objects. How much memory space I created? O1 will have some memory space. O2 also will have memory space. This is one thing. This is called which example? Non-inheritance example. Understand, students? Today I don't want this. I don't want to waste my memory space of creating an object O1. So I will say what? O2 dot display 1, O2 dot display 2. Tell me now, because of O2 dot display 1, what will happen now? Display 1 called with respect to what? O2. O2 is an object of what? C2. PVM control goes to where? C2. Looking for which method? Display 1. Do you have display 1 here? No, immediately it will give you what? Attribute error. Which error? Please run this example. See the error. C2 object has no method called what? Display 1. It is suggesting display 2 is there. You are calling display 1. Is an attribute error or not? Then tell me, C2 deadly requires the display 1 method of which class? C1. That time what should I do? Inherit that method. Inherit that method. Which inheritance this is? Single inheritance. Single inheritance. So that time C1 is called a base class. This time C2 is called what? Derived class. And create an object O2 is equal to C2 of O2 dot display of. Now you see the answer. Come on, same flow. Display 1 called with respect to O2. O2 is an object of C2. Control goes to C2. Looking for what? Display 1. There or not there? Come on. There or not there? Virtually it is there. Virtually it is there. It will execute. What is the answer? C1 display. Next is O2 dot display 2. Called with respect to O2. O2 is an object of C2. Go to C2 and looking for display 2. Available physically. So two answers will be coming. So coming to the point of it. Now I am going to write it. Execute. See that, students. Am I getting the answer or not? Earlier I got the answer with two objects creation. But here I created an object of what? Only one. Which is an advantage? Definitely. Compared to normal classes and objects, inheritance is definitely an advantage. Getting or not? Compared to polymorphism, definitely inheritance is not recommended. Of course, to go for polymorphism, definitely inheritance is required. That's why inheritance with the polymorphism always we follow. Only inheritance will give you the certain limitation again. I will explain that in next class. Did you understand today? If I remove that now, if I remove this inheritance now, you will get what again? You will get again attribute error will come. Attribute error came or not? If I write this now, you will not get that problem here. You see, students, got the output or not? This is one thing. Actually, display 1 not there in which class? Display 2. C2 class does not contain what? Display 1. But as it is, this is available in C2 or not? But are we writing any code of C or display 1? Is it taking any memory space here? Never. So coming to One more way, same example. I want to show in another way. Another way I want to show you. See this now. I am saying you remove this line. You remove this line, student. What is this now? Same inheritance only. What is happening? You see. C2, O2 is equal to C2. O2 dot display. Calling which method? Physical appearance method you are changing. C2. Earlier also same. Earlier also same. Yeah. I need to take it C2. You run this, student. You run this now, students. This one you run it. C1 display and next is what? C2 display. You come to this example now. This place you come. When you call O2 dot display, only the C2 display only will come. Let me go for this now. Inheritance PROG2 dot py. Inheritance PROG2 dot py. See students 2 dot py. Answer is what? C2 display only coming. Now C2 display need to call inherited method. Already one method is inherited from C1 or not? That method I want to call it. How do you call it? How do you call it? Earlier, how you called it with respect to object or not? What is an object? Earlier we called it with respect to what? O2. Today also O2 or not? O2 dot display. When display 2 is calling, O2 is present in where? Self. And that we need to call it as what? Easy students. Self dot display 1. What is this now? Calling base class display 1 from derived class display 2. Are you getting my point? We are calling base class display 1 from derived class display 2. How I am calling? Like a normal coding only we are calling. There is no special impact on this area. Execute it and next save it and see students got an output or not? Yes. You can call not only here, you can call in the beginning of the same place only. You can say like this, you can say this one. Are you getting or not? This is comes under what type of inheritance? Single inheritance is done. Getting my point? You can go for what? Multiple inheritances. I can go on writing it because almost time is over now. Today, I'll stop my class and tomorrow class when I come back. First 1 hour, I'll show the examples on normal inheritance. Then I'll go for what? Polymorphism I will add to the inheritance. Polymorphism I will add to the inheritance. So that multiple examples I will cover. Okay, students? So don't miss tomorrow class because today also strength is very less because of any spiritual day is coming. All of them will become gurus. And so anyhow, after the class, you do whatever the things you like, but read the notes. And tomorrow class is very important. Don't miss the class. So I'll stop the class, students. Read the notes, download it. Right. Thank you. All the best. Students in the online, any doubts are there? Do you have any doubts? If you have any doubts, you can raise your hand, students. I'll clarify your doubts. So meantime, I'll upload your notes. So any doubt, students? So I'm going to upload the notes. Try to download it and follow. And tomorrow class, we will introduce inheritance with polymorphism. Don't miss the session in tomorrow. Very important. Okay, students, now take care, all of you. Next, the student is asking, Uma Mahesh. So Chat GPT, see student, it won't give you correct code what you are expecting, students. So that takes a lot of time, even it takes years together to come up. So don't depend on it. Don't depend on it. Okay, I hope you understand that. So I'm signing it off. Take care about it. Practice this. Take care. All the best.